Uh, from Tanzania. I'm trying to mix up my videos, English and Swahili, but I will stream dialect in English so that we may cover a wide scope of our contents. So subscribe, share, comment if it is the first time you are meeting this YouTube channel. I'm a Catholic diocesan priest. Subscribe from Tanzania. So today we are just going to see Catholicism. We are going to see Catholicism. We are going to see what is the Catholic Church teaches and what is the stand of the Catholic Church in general. Because the Catholic Church believes in three sources of the faith: Holy Bible, tradition, and magisterium. Subscribe, share, and comment. So we are going to connect with our friends in different introduction. Our Catholic Church is a worldwide family where we can feel joyful at home, although as in any family we are challenged with difficulties and disappointments. A home does not exist mere of our walls and a roof on top of it. There are curtains, flowers, pictures, photos, and many other things which we like to look at. However, without the presence of loving people, the most beautiful decorated house will not be a home. We love to celebrate family feasts which bring all members of the family together in joy and sorrow. Each family has its own way of living, its own customs and beliefs. It is the same with our worldwide family. The church, our Catholic Church, has developed many customs which make our church a warm and a pleasant home. Our joy in being Catholic is like a family walk through our Catholic faith. Our Catholic Church bears or embraces the faith in the Bible, the faith in the tradition, the faith in the magisterium. So, we have said that our joy in being Catholic is like a family walk through our Catholic home, not a catechism. And we will discover the deeper meaning of our family customs and the beliefs in the Catholic Church. As we enter the house, we are welcomed by the head of our worldwide family, the Pope. The Pope, the former Pope, Pope Benedict the 16th, the Holy Father, showed us the picture of 265 popes who were the chief shepherds of our Catholic faith over the 2,000 years before him, right back to the time of Peter, our first pope. On the walls of our home, we admire beautiful pictures and statues of our family members, the saints. They are like the photos in our family album. Then we have a long talk with Mary. We shall see our Mother Mary, the place of Mother Mary in the Catholic Church. The place of Mother Mary in the Catholic Church. How do we have the respect to Mother Mary? And we Catholics, we Christians, we call Mary the Mother of Jesus Christ, the Mother of the Word which made flesh, subscribe, share, and comment. Then we say, they are like the photos in our family album. When you enter in the Catholic Church, you will find pictures, you will find some photos which will be hardening your faith and making your faith strong. Then we have long talk with Mary, the loving mother of Jesus and the mother of the whole Catholic family. As people say, it is the mother who makes home a home. So Mother Mary is there to pray for us. We sit down and remember our ancestors in faith and how we can remain in loving contact with the people who have gone before us. All this makes us feel at home and very happy when we are connected with the saints. As we continue our work, we discover the place of honor which we give to the Bible in our Catholic home. We ask ourselves, where does the Bible come from? Where does the Bible come from? We ask ourselves, where does the Bible come from? How do we Catholics use the Bible in church and home? The mother of the house leads us to the upper room where Jesus is waiting for us. He shares with us his heartfelt desire to remain in close contact with us through the 7 sacraments, especially through his wonderful gift of the Eucharist. Then we talk about marriage and about the consecrated life of sisters and brothers in convents and monasteries, as well as in the world. At the end of our visits, we discover the deeper meaning of the Holy Week, that is some Sunday, Palm Sunday to Easter Sunday. We come to understand why we Catholics celebrate Easter, not Good Friday, as the greatest feast in the church. Easter opens for us the window to our eternal home, where all tears will be wiped away and death be devoured. It is the risen Lord in the midst of our worldwide Catholic family, who is the overflowing and inexhaustible source of our joy in being Catholic. So, I invite you all Catholic Christians to consult with this YouTube channel. Then we shall find questions and answers, and all this shall build our faith. All this shall nourish our Catholic faith. I invite all our Catholic Christians to consult this channel, subscribe, share, and comment. Okay, we're happy to belong to the worldwide Catholic family. I'm Father Simon Liberio. This is Liber TV. So we say we believe in the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. Why do we call our church Catholic? What is the meaning of the word Catholic? Catholic means general, universal, for all peoples and for the whole world. Therefore, our church is Catholic because it embraces the whole world, all countries, all races, all cultures, and all generations of times, or of all times. Why do we call our church Roman? Why do we call our church Roman? Our church is Roman because Peter, the first shepherds of the church, lived, died, and is buried in the city of Rome. He was the first pope. The Bishop of Rome is like Peter, the chief shepherd of the whole church. He keeps the followers of Christ united and is the symbol of the unity. Our Pope in Rome is the rock of Peter on which Jesus has built his church. In a unity with the Pope, the church can never be overcome by the power of the underworld. This is the promise which Jesus gave us in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verses 18. So we call ourselves Roman Catholics because the head of our church lives in Rome. There are also Catholics in countries. Some of them are united with the Pope in Rome, others are not. So why do we call our church one? Why do we call our Catholic Church as one? There are deep reasons why we call our church one. Firstly, there is one and of the same Eucharist, which all Catholics in all countries and among all races celebrate it. It is Christ himself who visibly binds us together as one family around his table of the Eucharist. Secondly, we Catholics confess the same faith all over the world. When Catholics with their bishops remain in union with the Pope in Rome, they always remain one with the rock of Peter, which cannot be shaken by error. That is, the Pope at the seat of the Saint Peter extra cathedra in matters of faith and morals is infallible if he declares on the seat of Saint Peter. Thirdly, the Holy Father, the Pope in Rome is the bond of unity of the Catholic Church. He is not merely a president or a chairperson of the church. The Pope is the priest who is in place of Christ, leads us into deep unity with Christ in the Eucharist. We are deeply saddened by the painful divisions within Christ's church. So Pope Paul VI and the Pope John Paul II have acknowledged publicly that throughout the centuries, the Catholic Church has not always given a good example of love and faithfulness, therefore is responsible for the divisions in the church. So there are different interpretations in the church according to Pope Paul VI and the Pope John Paul II, that the church is trying to embrace the people. The church is trying all the best to make a good example so that people may feel at home, may feel being loved. So those are the comments from Pope Paul VI and Pope John Paul II. However, we keep on praying with the Lord that they all may be one. This was the prayer, or is the prayer of Jesus Christ in the Gospel of St. John, chapter 17, verses 21. Why do we call our church apostolic? There are two reasons why we call ourselves the true apostolic church. First, our church is called apostolic because through the unbroken succession of popes and bishops, the Catholic Church is even today connected with the apostles. Secondly, our church is called apostolic because the Catholic Church, under the leadership of the Pope and the bishops, proclaims, keeps, and lives a faith that is professed in the Apostles' Creed. Why do we call our church holy? Why do we call our church holy? The word church means those who belong to the Lord. It is the Lord Himself who makes the church holy. The Lord loves His church like a bridegroom loves his bride. We Catholics confess that we are sinners, but we also proclaim that it is the love of Christ that makes us Holy Catholic Church. We struggle day to day so that we may become holy, we may become saints, by embracing sacraments, and especially the sacraments of penance and the Holy Eucharist. Jesus died for the church, for His church. He forgives us sinners and makes us holy again. He has given us His word and the 7 sacraments through which He remains in touch with us. So the sacrament sanctifies us and strengthens us. It is Christ in our midst who makes us holy. So the Roman Catholic and Apostolic Church, in spite of our miserable behavior and shocking failings, remains holy. This is our Catholic faith, which we joyfully and gratefully proclaim. Subscribe, share, and comment. So we Catholics accept the Pope in Rome as the successor of Peter and head of our family. So St. Peter was the first bishop of Rome. He was the rock on which Jesus built His church. We read this in the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 16, verses 18. So St. Peter was the head of the apostles and therefore head of the whole church as well. His task was to feed the flock of Christ, as Jesus 3 times commanded to St. Peter, Peter, the son of Jonah, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Then St. Peter replied that, Lord, I love you. Lord, I love you. Lord, you know that I love you. And, St. Peter was persecuted, and when he was persecuted, he was about to be kept as how Jesus was persecuted. But he said, no, don't persecute me, or put on top of the cross as how my master you did to him. No, do it vice versa. So St. Peter was crucified or persecuted and clockwise. That means he was crucified on the cross or persecuted on the cross, but the head was down, the legs were up. So that means we read this that Jesus asked Simon Peter whether he loves him in the Gospel of St. John, chapter 21, verses 15 to 17. So Peter died for Christ in Rome under Nero in the year 64 or 67. He was crucified with his head down and feet up because he felt unworthy to die in the same way of Christ had done. The huge church of St. Peter in Rome is built over the grave of Peter, the first bishop of Rome. The bishop of Rome is called Pope. The bishop of Rome is called Pope. This name means father of the whole church. In Arabic, we say Abba. We just say Baba Francis. Baba Francis. Abba from Abana in Philo Arabia, in Arabic language. So, the Bishop of Rome is called the Pope. His name means father of the whole church. The first successor of Peter was Pope Linus II, Pope Anacletus, and the third one was Pope Clemens. In the year 180, St. Irenaeus, in his letter against the heretics, made a list of names of all bishops of Rome from the time of Peter down to his own time. Indeed, there is an unbroken line of successors from Peter to our present Pope. Through our unity with the Pope in Rome, we are united with the Rock. We Catholics love our Pope. This is our Catholic faith. What is the Catholic faith? What is that? What is the Catholic faith? Or what do you understand when you hear someone say, I'm embracing the Catholic faith? Subscribe, share, comment. So, the Bishop of Rome is the successor of Peter. We call him Pope, our father of the whole church. The Pope in Rome is the Rock. Is the Rock, as Peter was called a rock by Christ himself. His task is to keep the church together in unity and defend the message of Christ against wrong teachings. So we believe that the Pope is infallible. This does not mean the Pope cannot commit personal sins. With all other Catholics, he confesses, I have sinned through my own fault. Further, the Pope is not infallible in everything that he says or teaches. He is infallible when he declares in his capacity as successor of Peter solemnly ex cathedra that, for example, Mary was assumed into heaven, body and soul. Such an official solemn declaration we call a dogma, which all Catholics accept as a truth. So the Pope is elected by the College of the Cardinals. There are about, of course, 120 cardinals in the Catholic Church. Probably there might be more than that. But what is the important I want to say here is that there are about 120 cardinals in the Catholic Church. Each cardinal is chosen personally by the Pope and becomes a special advisor to the Pope. When a Pope dies, or the cardinals meet in the Sistine Chapel in Rome to elect a new Pope. Once elected, the new Pope takes office immediately. He becomes Bishop of Rome and head of the Universal Catholic Church as Peter was. So a new elected pope takes a new name. For example, when Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger was elected pope in 2005, he chose the name Benedict the 16th. Before him, there were 15 other popes with the name Benedict. So once the new pope has taken office, all cardinals come to him, pay their respect and a promise of total obedience. That's why Pope Francis, his name was George. But after he has become a pope, then he was named, or he chose the name Francis, Pope Francis. So the Pope can call an ecumenical council of all bishops of the world. It is the right of the Pope to call an ecumenical council. That means a council church of all the bishops from the whole world. The last such council, called by Pope John 23rd, began in 1962 and is referred to as the Second Vatican Council. It lasted several years and was attended by more than 4,000 bishops from all over the world. These bishops together searched for ways to proclaim and to live the gospel of Jesus in modern times. The main message of the Second Vatican Council is that the Church is a community where all the faithful, together with their bishops, are responsible for continuing Christ's mission. You read it, article number 32 of the Council document on the Church. Says, all the faithful share a true equality with regard to the dignity of the activity common to all the faithful. So here is the list of popes since St. Peter and up to this time or current time. So these are popes. So subscribe, share, and comment. I'm happy to be connected with you. So as I have said, this is the list of the popes. There are men who have already passed away. The popes in different eras. These are the popes. Almost 264 in the Catholic Church. So subscribe, share, and comment. So let us have a short break, then we are going to continue again. Don't move away from this channel. Subscribe. It's Father Simon Liberio.